Hello, welcome back. My name is Tracy and I have another Trinity Stamps video for you today where we'll make this card. Let's go ahead and get started. All right, so hello everybody, good to see you. In today's video, we're going to be using the Pegboard Shelfie die set. And we're going to be using the plants and the little planters and the you and me and the little shelves. So this thing is so versatile. And I'm going to also be using the round circle-shaped card die set. I've got several types of paper. This is a Bristol Smooth I'm going to ink blend on, and then these are just some accent pink, and this is a black mirror cardstock, and that is going to serve as our card base and part of our letters. So I'm going to start out with all my components here, and I have them all cut out already for you so that, just to save time. So I have a couple of the little hanging plants, and I have a few of the little leaf type plants, and I don't know my plants, it's green, I like it, that's all I know. I'm going to take this little sticky mat here and I'm going to place all of my plants down. Now I'm doing a minimalistic, so everything else is going to be white except for my background, which of course is going to be rainbow because rainbow. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stick all my little plants kind of in areas separated from each other because I'm going to be using 3 different shades of green here, just like our house plants tend to have. So you see I think I've got 4 of this one, but one's going to go with another set. So we're going to pretend they're different plants. And I'm going to start out with the lightest green here. And I'm going to color one of these the lightest green, and I think I'll do this set the lightest green. And then I'm going to come in with a medium green and color a couple more sets. And then I'll come in with the darkest green. And I'll do these last 2 sets. So we've got a nice variety of greens going on here. I'm just going to set these aside and kind of let them dry. And we're going to work on our card front. So this is a 4-inch circle. Just cut it out of one of my 4-inch circle dies. And I'm going to grab a blue, a yellow, and a pink and create a rainbow. So my best tip, and this is why I like to use Bristol Smooth, is because it really blends out nicely. But my best tip is to, kind of use a light hand and just do more than one coat if you want darker color, rather than trying to cram all the dark color in at once. And I'm going almost halfway down with the blue. And then I'm going to come in with the pink. And this is a prom queen, so it's kind of a dark pink. And I did get a goober there. I didn't tap off. But it'll blend out pretty well because it is on Bristol Smooth paper. So that's kind of my go-to for ink blending. And I do want it rather dark down here. So see how that blended out nicely? Then I'm going to go ahead and come in with a really bright yellow, and I'm going to go in the middle of both of those, overlapping on each side, creating my rainbow, because these are a dye ink. They will blend and make new colors. And that's what I'm after, is just making new colors. So I've got a rainbow background. You know me, I like a lot of color in my stuff, so and what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this over and I'm going to emboss it with like a little dot embossing folder. I'm going to take some white ink, and this is a felt ink pad, and I'm just going to rub the white ink over to bring back out the polka dots in that. And notice the ink from the ink blended piece doesn't transfer onto that white pad. So now I'm going to lay my little shelves down. And again, I'm keeping these white, so everything's black, white, or green, or rainbow. And I'm just kind of laying them out in the order that I want to put them down. And the advantage of having these little dots is I can get these on straight without much effort. So I'm just going to physically glue these down one at a time. So many fun things you can do with this Pegboard Shelfie set. I mean, it's timeless. I can see doing Christmas stuff with it, or just multiple types of things. And the little cover plate die is pretty cool too. It's perfect A2 size. We didn't use that today. I tried it with the circle, but I felt like my little holes were uneven. So I'm just kind of spacing these little shelves out. And the bottom shelf is going to have the sentiment on it. And let's do a smaller shelf right about here, because I'm going to be putting my plants on them, and I want to make sure I've got, enough spacing so I have a good composition on my card. I love these round cards. They're a lot of fun, and they stand up perfectly fine as long as you don't, as you'd seen in my last video where I had put a shaker to the top left, then of course it's going to get wonky, but these stand up just perfectly fine. We'll put the last one here, and that's going to have a hanging plant on it, so I'm not worried about it being up high. And then we'll go ahead and start to put our plants down. So I'm just kind of picking them off one by one, and I have to use a little tweezer because my fingers just don't like to grab those off of there. Plus that, I don't want to transfer a lot of ink onto my finger, even though the ink's dry by now. So I'm going to take this plant, this kind of oblong planter here, and the short one, that is, and plant it right here on the top. And then I'll put one of these that are meant to be hanging plants. And you don't have to make them hanging plants, but they sure make nice hanging plants. I'm just going to put a little bit of glue on it. And I think I'm using PVA glue here. Okay, and there's that one. So I got to give it a little bit of a press. It takes that PVA glue a moment to grab. And then let's see here. I need to put the rest of them basically in planters. So I'm going to lay this group of 3 down. So it looks like a whole different kind of plant. Just kind of arrange them over around each other. I personally don't have any houseplants, and the main reason for that is because I have a multitude of cats, and they just don't particularly do well with plants. Oh, goodness. Okay, so you can see that I've left a little bit hanging over the bottom edge, and that's fine. I can just trim that off. And so some of these are going to go flat down, and some of them are going to pop up. I'm just kind of holding this so that it sticks, takes a hold. And then I'm going to park this one, I think, right here. And that one will go flat down. So I'll just put glue straight down on the planter. My little leaves aren't quite dry on there, so I had a little movement, but that's okay. It's still fine. I'll just give that a little push down. And then we'll do another plant. So pretty much I'm just kind of, like I said, composing the plants on here so that the whole card, has kind of an equal composition. So I'm using another tall pot, and then I'm going to use this lighter green one and let that be a hanging plant or a droopy plant or whatever those kind of plants are. I don't know. I was trying to get my husband to plant me a sweet potato. I thought maybe I could grow a sweet potato and not kill it. But these are plants you can have, and they stay green and they don't die, and you don't have to water them. So I changed my mind on the placement on that one, and that's fine. You can do that. Maybe it's going to go here. And the glue's still wet on there. And I did leave a glue spot, but we're going to take care of that later. You just kind of move this one over a tiny bit. Yeah, it's good there. Okay. All right, next plant. Here we go. And don't they look pretty against the rainbow background? All right, let's grab this kind of diamond shape or jewel shape pot, and I think we'll put the little something or other plants in there. Ones that stand up. And I'm just putting glue on the front side of the petal, and then I'm going to glue it down to the little pot. And here's the second one. And you can do single ones in the pot. You can do a bunch of them. There's so many things to do with this set. I just love it that Lynda Kanase came on with Trinity Stamps and brought her talent. See, I've got a little goober there, but I'm not gonna stress about it just now. I will later. Give me a minute and I'll stress, but let's just keep moving. The nature of a card maker. So I'm going to go ahead and glue these. I know these are Monsteras, I think. See, I know at least one plant. And let's grab its little friend here. Because I believe that these are the ones I'm probably going to pop up. And then I have one more planter. So I cut out 2 of the planter sets. They come in 1 die. And then I cut out 2 of the hanging ones, and I cut out 4 of this little leaf one, which could be anything. And these 2 maybe don't even go together, but I like them together, so there's that. Okay, so we've got our little white pots for our little minimalist home with a rainbow wall. And we're going to go ahead and pop those up. So I've just got these little foam squares I'm going to put on. And pick off the backs, of course. I should have probably sped up some of this. Sorry about that. But, you know, I felt like maybe you just wanted to watch the whole process. So we're going to pop this one up too. But this, I want to do this one next. Now I'm leaving that bottom shelf open because that's where my you and me are going to go. So I just want to kind of make sure that I've got all my stuff kind of evenly placed here. Do I want this here? I changed my mind about that too. It's too tall. I'm not happy with the composition. No, nope, nope, no. Don't like it there. Let's move this guy over and see if we like him. There we go. Okay. Okay. I'm kind of okay. I've got just some smaller little foam squares that I've cut in half on that sheet so that I can use, you know, for smaller spaces. There we go. All right, all we have left to do is the you and me and to place it down onto the card. Oh, okay, so I've got another planter and I decided to leave a plain one here. And that's going to cover up my little spot where I pulled up glue and it was almost dry, so it kind of pulled up some of my paper. So, little trick. And I'm still okay with the composition. I'm going to see if I want another one, but I decide not to. We're good. We're good. All right, so we're going to do the you and me, and I'm going to start with the ampersand first. So I didn't know the term for that for the longest time. Ampersand, it's really even hard to say. I'm going to use the and symbol first. And then I'll glue down the me, and then I'll glue down the you, so I can make sure that everything's kind of evenly spaced from the left and right hand side of the circle. So this is obviously for a single couple. Well, I mean, it could be for a family, but I think we would add more. And let's get that spaced. And this is, again, that black mirror cardstock, so it's got that kind of sort of patent leather look. All right, we'll get the U glued down. I'm just putting little bits of glue on there. And remember, we're sticking this to a surface that has been embossed, so it's not an even surface. So you want to make sure you do get enough glue that it stays down. And see that one spot that I kind of got a little heavy-handed on doesn't even matter. It still looks amazing. And there we go. That's the front composition of the card. I'm not going to put any kind of bling on it or anything because I feel like, you know, I committed to being minimalist and I did go overboard. I mean, from a minimalist standpoint with the rainbow, but that's that. I'm doing rainbows this month and that's all there is to it. So here I have pre-cut this card base, and I am going to, because of this mirror cardstock is sort of bent, and I don't know why, it came like that in the package. So in order to kind of remedy that, I'm going to place another 4-inch circle on the inside of a heavier cardstock. And I'm not going to decorate the inside or anything. I mean, you can, but I'm not. I'm just going to place glue, and just so that kind of helps this not be so bowed. And again, that's just the way this paper comes. It's kind of a thick paper. I think I get it on Amazon. I'm going to go ahead and glue down the card front, and this card will be finished. Let's make sure everything's all nice and even on my fold there. And I'm being generous with the glue here because, again, this is a multiple surfaces here that I need to stick down to this kind of slippery surface. And I have it, I don't know if you can see or not, but I have the fold of the card in the center of the square of my craft mat so that I can make sure that I get this centered. And there we go. We've got our adorable little round card. Will fit into an A2 size envelope because it is only 4 1/4 inches round. And I hope you like this video. If you do, give me a thumbs up. I'll have everything in the description box below. Take care. Bye-bye.